Hi everyone, I would like to share alternative solutions for you today. Do you want to make more money? After knowing the market situation, what should we do next? You could be curious that how fast tracks profitably run convenience store in local area. Don't worry, I will give you a broad view that Fast Tracks can successfully run its business at the end of this presentation. As the chief executive officer in excellent taco restaurant, which has a promising future, I used to make decisions for collaborators like Fast Tracks to maximize their profits. I'm very honored to be here to present the solutions that how the Fast Tracks effectively run its business in local area according to the criteria in the quick service restaurant industry. I prefer to provide three methods. First is franchise agreement, second is lease agreement, third is joint venture. First, let's start from franchise agreement. We will lease Fast Tracks to operate the restaurant as a franchisee. Fast Tracks will take all the responsibilities for the convenience store. Under this agreement, according to the quick service restaurant business in 2019, that the expenses include the startup cost, operating cost, and labor requirement. Startup cost include some initial loan payments, cooking and cooking equipment, and table, chairs, and other one-time costs. In operating costs, it includes that the insurance, employees' salaries, and the monthly payment, and so on. Labor requirements, according to the entrepreneur in 2019, includes the on-the-job training, classroom training, and additional training. Then the second, we should consider the risks, marketability, and profitability. Under this agreement, that the Fast Tracks should take all the risks during the business. It include it also include that decisions Fast Tracks made during its operation. It means that Fast Tracks should customers its menus or handle some advertising events in the convenience store. As you know that Fast Tracks will get all the profits because you should take all the responsibility for the convenience store. According to the observer, finally we'll talk about payment period. According to the observer research, that normally most restaurants payback period is 3.6. So for Fast Tracks, it will spend equal or more than 3 years to get more profit. In addition to franchise agreement, let's talk about a lease agreement. It could be more easier for Fast Tracks to understand to operate the business in lease agreement. First, let's talk about the start cost, operating cost, and the labor requirements. As according to the Quick Service Restaurants magazine in 2019 and Entrepreneur in 2019, we all the operations that we should take the responsibility. For Faster Tracks, you only handle the basic installations for the convenience store. Um, and from the risks, marketability and profitability, that there is seldom risks for fast tracks. Also, that fast tracks no need to be involved in the business about marketing and advertising. Finally, monthly rent payment is the only profit for fast tracks. Also, the profit is the minimum in three options. Finally, we talk about the payback period. As you know that this period is the minimum because you only collect monthly rent payment instead of operating all the business on your own. After we knowing the lease agreement, let's talk about the joint venture. As you know, joint venture means two parties will operate the business together, depending on partnership percentage. First, let's consider the startups, operating costs, labor requirements. As we mentioned that according to the Quick Service Restaurant magazine in 2019, that all the costs should be considered by two parties. That, for example, if we operate the business on a 50-50 base, means we should split all the responsibilities between us. Then we talk about the risks, marketability, and profitability. Under this agreement, two parties will share the risks and profits. This agreement is moderate for fast tracks to operate a business. In addition, according to the observer research, that the payback period would be less than 3.6 years because two parties has more experience and resources to expand our business quickly. At the end, we show the decision metrics to show to compare among three alternatives. We assigned one the most desirable to 5. We assigned one the least favorable, desirable, to 5 the most desirable to this chart. In table 1, you can see that different ranks for each features in table 1, and also we use each features in table 1 multiplied by the weights we assign in table 2, and finally we can get the total result. The higher the result, the better the choice. We can see that the least result got 174 points. It means that it's the best choice for fast tracks to operate its business. Finally, according to the key success factors, let me give you a summary. First, we talk about the three alternatives: lease, franchise agreement, lease agreement, and the joint venture. In short, for fast tracks, the lease agreement is the most favorable, and joint venture is moderate, and finally the franchise agreement is the least favorable. So I hope that my explanation can assist you to achieve further success. Thank you.